like Wendy said, it's not social distancing. And that's where we are social beings. We are so social. We need to communicate with each other. We need to have that interaction. One of the things I've started doing is, because my mother is in a different state, in a different place, is she has Alexa. And so instead of calling her like I normally would, because I'm a mama's girl, so I call my mom every day, I've made it a point to now drop in on Alexa so we can see each other, because it's so important that you have that face-to-face. Don't just do those phone calls, do that face-to-face. If you have FaceTime, if you have Zoom, if you have Google Hangouts, believe it or not, it's still around. Whatever you have, even Messenger, you can even talk to people on Messenger visually. So make it a visual conversation so you can see each other and feel that there's a part. You can see the little nuances. You can talk to someone on the phone, but if I'm talking to my sister and I go, girl, she'll know exactly what I'm talking about,
No, and I think that is so true. That is so true. And there's something about the social piece of it that I think helps with the overwhelm. Just having a conversation, and in a lot of ways, oh, sorry, the puppy hears someone outside the door.
Never heard it.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying we can hear it. So just a little noise. Yeah, it was just a little small noise.
Yeah, that is so life right now. But I think also seeing people who are outside, especially in this circumstance, outside the immediate realm, whether it's you're holed up with family or friends or whatever it is, seeing a different face. Yay!
Well, it makes them so human.
Yes.
It makes people, when you see them in their natural habitat, and they're allowed to be more of who they are too, because you're around family. Oh, look at puppy. Hey, puppy. Sorry, got distracted.
Not only is it's also the really cute end of the puppy.
It's okay.
Yeah, he's taken over. So just so people know that I'm not usually this informal, I'm actually living in a hotel right now, so awaiting permanent quarters. So that's anyway, but yeah, I just think that with I have felt really overwhelmed, and so what I'm excited, and I have a bunch of questions for you.
Well, let me say one more thing. When we were talking about social distancing or physical distancing, we're going to call it that. When we're talking about being physically distant with each other, there's one more thing I want you to understand. You are not isolated. Quarantine does not mean isolation.
Yes.
Distance does not mean isolation. So one of the things we talked about over the before this is, if you ever watched Tim the Tool Man, finally remembered what it is. Tim the Tool Man.
Yes.
If you've ever watched Home Improvement, yes. If you've ever watched that show, there was Wilson. Wilson, you never saw the bottom half of his face. It was always like this. Right. Wilson was always across the fence. Right. Well, who's to say you can't talk to your neighbor across the fence? Exactly. Who's to say you don't have to be on top of them? One of the things is, in my backyard, there's a couple of stairs. So if I go up on my stairs and they go up on their stairs, we can see each other. We can have conversation. We can talk about how we're dealing with things and all this. So we're having that social interaction without being physically together.
And I absolutely love that. And actually, it makes me think that I go downstairs to the front desk. There's a physical barrier that's definitely 6 feet. But we're able to have that
interaction,
and actually the face-to-face interaction, which I do think is really, because I can tell you, the kids and the hubby, we all get on each other's nerves, and I'll throw myself in there too, even though it's never me.